Welcome, everyone. We are Random Encounter Productions. I'm Cody Stone. This is GM Academy, and today we're talking Iron Man stats. So, what does that mean? Well, we all know some of the basic ways to generate your stats. You've got your standard array, you've got your point buy, you can roll 4d6, drop one, and all of that is good. It's fun, it's cool. But we here do something very specific. We call it an Iron Man roll. Everyone that plays at our table has to do it for their first character in a campaign, at least any campaign that I run. Now, if they die and they want to make a second character, I let them rearrange it. But what does that mean? So you set a threshold for your net modifier. Net modifier is all of your positive modifiers plus all of your negative modifiers. So if you have a +1, a +2, and a +3, that is a total of +6. But if you have a -1 on one of the others, that is now a +5 for a total. In our table, that would be a reroll. So you continue to reroll stats until you get a +6 modifier or better net across the board. And then that first stat you rolled, well, that's your strength score. You don't get to rearrange it. You don't get to move it anywhere. If you wanted to play a fighter and you have a 6 in strength, I hope you had a high dex so you can be a dex fighter. But otherwise, you got to find a new class. First stat is your strength. Second is dex, con, intelligence, wisdom, then charisma. And you are locked into those. So what does that mean? Why do we do that? Well, it gives players an opportunity to branch out. A lot of times players pick a class or they choose a class that they think they're going to be comfortable with. Maybe they play it a couple of times. They might have tried something else once and sort of shy away from it because that's not what they wanted to do. But in the Iron Man style, you are forced to build around that. You are birthed into the fantasy world. You're going to choose your class, your race, probably based on those things. Sometimes you're going to try to fill in some deficits. Sometimes you're going to try to enhance some other classes. Sometimes your style of play has to change. You can no longer be a support character. You have perfect stats to be a frontline fighter or a damage dealer. And you need to lean into that for the benefits of the team. And I think that's really exciting. And the players have really enjoyed breaking out of their comfort zones, seeing what they had, and it adds a bit of fun and a bit of drama to rolling stats beyond just having good or bad numbers. Suddenly, where they are matters a lot. It matters a lot. Um, and I wanted to take a moment and also do a quick note on what the stats mean, right? There are so many numbers, and we are heroes. We're playing as heroes. We're doing adventures of heroic characters. They always have a bunch of very positive numbers. If you are good at anything, your primary stat, it's probably going to hit 20, which is the, without magic items, it is the number cap on stats in 5th edition. What does that mean? I think we really lose perspective on what that means. But there's one stat that has very clear numbers that we can compare to the real world, and that is strength. Your strength score times 15 equals your carrying capacity. So if you have a 20 in strength, you can carry 300 pounds and not be slowed down. That is ridiculous. That is a tremendous amount of weight. Also, your push, pull, and lift number is twice that. So when you get that 20 strength, you can deadlift 600 pounds, which, depending on your age or gender, is a world record or very close to it, very competitive. And as that number goes up, you can see you are in the upper echelon, the upper 1% of people that lift things, just people in general. So if we take that idea of what a 20 is and you move it on to other things, Olympic gold medalists in gymnastics for dexterity, but you got to figure it's even beyond that. Gymnasts are very specialized. You have a 20 dex and you're proficient in acrobatics, you're probably that, but you're also a great thief and sleight of hand artist and all of those other really tremendous things. You can move those into your mental stats, intelligence, wisdom, charisma, and it starts to give you a little bit of perspective of just how amazing that is. But it's tough to role play perfection. It's tough to role play being amazing. But that bad stat is what is going to help you define your character. When we roll Iron Man, we're going to have probably at least one or two bad stats, things that are 6, 7, 8, maybe 9. Um, and our instinct as players, my instinct especially, is to pick a race or put a couple of points in there as I level up to get rid of that bad modifier. It's not good gaming to have something that I am bad at, but it is great role playing. It defines your character far more than what they are brilliant at. It gives them depth. It gives them something interesting to do. Now, hopefully, that will inspire you to make good choices, to make fun, story driven choices. But if you feel like it's holding you back, don't be afraid. Of course, put your points in there, get rid of the dump stat, but really think about it. Take the opportunity to be bad at charisma, be Sherlock or House or any of the other brilliant crime solvers that are social pariahs, right? Be very weak, but very skillful. Um, those dumb stats can often define characters better. And that is why I love Iron Man, because you get stuck with all sorts of fun, interesting twists and quirks. And whatever you were thinking about doing before, it probably doesn't matter now. You got to start from scratch and you're going to discover a lot of fun classes. You're going to discover a lot of fun races. You're going to start looking at options that are different than what you normally would do. And I think it's going to really make the game interesting for you. So check it out. Set up your threshold, roll your stats. First one, strength, dex, con, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. From there, keep your bad stats and have a great time role playing. We are Random Encounter Productions. You can check us out on Twitch, here on YouTube, all of those fun things. Links are down below. I am Cody Stone. This has been GM Academy. We will see you next time. But until then, be cool.